Sure.
So I think you guys know why I called up this meeting today. So I already give a short notice last week to you guys, so you guys can prepare for this meeting. So we want to submit a proposal to TAUC to take on job to upgrade its security system. So before we start our meeting, is there any apologies for today's meeting?
No, today is full attendance.
Alright, so we shall carry on. There's a few agenda of our meeting today. The first one is the project flow. The second one is the security design. And the third one is on the resources, which is the human resources and also the funding. So, without further ado, we shall start on item 1, which is the project flow. I shall give to Mr. Khoo, which is our project manager, to carry on the project flow.
Alright, so after several stages of planning with my project team, we have come up with overall security system for the TAUC main gate, which consists of four features, which consists of RFID, alarm system, CCTV, as well as the double barricade system. So for the RFID, I will need a RFID scanner as well as 30,000 chips for the student and vehicle stickers, which is the number of the 30,000 is the number of the student in the college. And for the double barricade system, is actually a boom gate for the walking students as well as the car park, so to prevent any outsiders from entering the college as they like. And for the security cameras, although there's already the existing security camera, but I will want to install an additional 3 to 4 cameras so that any blind spot can be captured. And finally, for the alarm system, is so that the security guards can be dispatched to the danger zone when anything happens. For the duration of the project, it will be around 4 months, and the overall cost, including the material cost and the labor cost, will be around 1 million.
Okay, if that's all for the project flow, is there any concerns or issue that you wish to voice out for the project flow part?
Yes, I do. Regarding to what just Mr. Khoo said just now, about the total cost for this project, TAUC project, is around roughly 1 million. Is this an estimation or an exact figure?
Yeah, it's an estimation figure actually, because as you are aware, this is just a first meeting and we just attain this project to be. So we can just only roughly estimate the cost for the material and the labor. So regarding the actual cost, we will give you the final answer as soon as possible.
Alright, thank you. Is there any problem more?
No.
Okay, so we shall carry on to our second item, which is on the security design. So I think Mr. Lam has a lot of things to say. So Mr. Lam, please carry forward.
Okay. Now for our department parts, there are currently 2 versions of RFID system available in our R&D department. The latest version are still currently on testing phase, so it will require more time, around 3 to 4 months, to implement and also install. However, the newest version will gradually decrease the installation cost and also improve the overall quality and specs of our RFID system. However, this will cause an increase in material costs. And for the current version available in our company, it will require less time to install, which takes around 2 to 3 months, and this will cause a higher installation cost because the current version of our RFID system is more complicated and also has more components. However, this current version will reduce the material cost and also the manufacturing cost. And moving on to the next part, the camera. I do think that we can reduce the amount of camera used for this project by using our R&D department newly developed camera, which is...
Excuse me, but are you sure that the new camera that you developed are reliable enough to be installed on our campus, on the TAUC campus?
So, I understand your concern, but we can rest assured as our newly developed camera can cover more areas, has higher resolution, and also has a faster processing speed than our current camera available. And it also takes a shorter duration of installation time, which is around 2 to 3 weeks. So I do think think that this camera can greatly help to improve our project progress.
Alright, if you say so.
Okay, if there's no other problem, I will move on to our design plan. So for the design plan, I do think that our R&D department will require more time to design the overall system for the TUC houses, as most of our majority manpower are used by other major projects. So I do think that we need to hire extra workers and also experts to speed up the overall designing progress. And for our budget, for the design plan, our budget will require a slightly increase in the overall amount because as I mentioned just now, we lack manpower, and also if we do want a more sophisticated design, we will require more time for our engineer and architect to come up with a more better design. So this will require higher budget. And moving on to the last part, for the raw materials, I do need to mention that our design is mostly limited by the high material cost from our current supplier, which is from Germany and Japan, due to their better quality than most of the suppliers available. But I do suggest that we find other supplier, maybe local supplier or China supplier, to further reduce our material cost.
Excuse me, but I do think that you don't even need to consider the manufacturers from China or local, because we are talking about college which are subsidized by the government. So we should ensure that the raw material used are top quality, which I believe is imported from Germany or other countries overseas. So any security breach will surely tarnish its image, the government's image.
So I do understand your concern, Mr. Khoo, but you can rest assured that our supplier, the local supplier, although the cost is much more cheaper, but the quality is ensured and also above the level of our company. So I do think that finding a local supplier is sufficient enough to support our security quality. And also, in addition, due to the lower material cost, our overall budget can be estimated to reduce around 20 to 25%. So I do think that this is a wiser choice.
Excuse me, I do agree with Mr. Lam, who said that we use our local material instead of foreign country material, because this 20 to 25% increase in the budget will cost a lot more, because the estimated cost for the project is around 1 million. So 20 to 25% means that we are having 200 to 250k. This extra money you can implement to the other department or to human resource department, as this project is more human resource. So I do agree with Mr. Lam's opinion instead of yours.
Mr. Lam's proposal of using the raw material from local or China is better, as it really significantly cut down the cost of the raw material of this project. It also further improve the economy of our country. So I think it is better to use the raw material from local. So please, carry on, Mr. Lam.
Okay, then, if there's no other further problems, I think that's all for my part.
Alright, is there any issues on the security design part? No. Alright, so let's carry on to the third item, which is on the resource. We shall start from the human resource part. I think Mr. Chi will bring us around for that part.
Okay, so since this project will be finished in 4 months and there are a total of 4 gates in TUC, I suggest that at least 8 ground workers for each gate. Total of 32 ground workers from subcon will be needed.
Are you sure that we need 32 subcon, which the campus has 4 main gates, and that means that each main gate has 8 ground workers? I do think that's a bit too much, because it's just a small project. It doesn't require that much worker to just install the security features that I just proposed.
I do agree with Mr. Khoo's opinion, because I think that 8 ground workers will be more than sufficient, which I think is a waste of the cost to put our resources into it. So I do hope that you can cut down the number of ground workers from the subpoints.
Because this project has to be finished in 4 months, and if we cut down the amount of ground workers, I cannot guarantee that this project can finish in time. About the budget problem, I think we can either cut down the budget from the material or the equipment.
Sorry to interrupt, but I don't think that cutting down the budget for the R&D department is a wise choice. As I mentioned just now, our R&D department budget has been cut down to the minimum. So I don't think that further cutting the R&D department budget is a wise choice, as this will affect the overall quality of our security system and also in turn affect our company's reputation as a professional security provider.
I think the overall quality that provided for our system is much higher than the minimum requirement of the Thai UC method, and I think we should cut down the budget from that.
I don't think you can cut down on the budget because this is quite an important issue, security, and add on to that, our college is subsidized by government, so any breach on the security will cause a great tarnish in image for the government. So we absolutely cannot cut on the cost for the security, and especially on the implementation of the high-tech technology on the R&D department.
Guys, why don't we settle this problem like this? We can negotiate again with the subcon company so we can get a better contract from them. It is benefit from both of us actually. It's benefit for us in the terms of revenue. It's benefit from them in the terms of fame, as more people in the campus will know their company. Is everyone okay with this solution?
If you say so, I'm fine with that.
As long as our R&D department budget is not affected, I have no problem with that.
I think that's fine.
Okay, I will agree with it.
So, please, Mr. Sheng, please carry on.
Okay, then I will prefer the Cambridge Limited company to be our subcon company because their company is mainly focused on the small project like this, and because of the budget problem, the Cambridge Limited company will have a lower budget compared to the Blue-Corn Group company. How many supervisors do you think for this project? I suggest that each gate should have one supervisor.
Well, I think supervisor-wise, I don't think we need that much of a supervisor. I can just say 4 supervisors. That's too much because it's just a small project and it's just installing the security feature I just proposed just now. So for the whole campus, I just think that 1 supervisor will be suffice to supervise over around 30 subcon workers.
Okay, if only 1 supervisor is needed, how about the qualifications? I think if only 1 supervisor is needed, the supervisor should be more professional. So I suggest that the supervisor should have a degree holder, and is a senior executive, which the market rate is about 5,400. For the 4 months project, it will cost around 21K.
Excuse me, I don't think a junior executive will be more than enough to handle this kind of small project, because the difference in the fare of a senior executive and the junior executive is quite big, which is 2,000 in difference. So I do hope that we can cut it down.
Because we have only 1 supervisor in this project now, and he should be more professional. So I think the junior executive cannot handle this project properly because all our materials and equipment is newly developed, and I worry that he cannot implement all the equipment and material properly. Do you agree with that, Mr. Lam?
I do agree with the HR department because, as I mentioned just now, our department RFID system and also the camera system are newly developed and are more advanced than any other product available in the market. So I do prefer a candidate which are more professional, experienced, and also qualified for this job.
I think that a candidate of a senior executive is more qualified and professional and suitable for this job, as the senior executive is more experienced in this field and can make sure that the job can go well and it also protect our company reputations. So please carry on, Mr. Chin.
Okay, so for the last part, assuming you can build this project successfully, which it takes 3 to 4 months, I will need to hire a supervisor within 2 months. If I cannot make it, I will try to increase increase the hiring salary.
Wait, you must find or you must hire the senior executive within these 2 months because my budget is not going any higher than 5,400 that you mentioned just now. If you don't find these 2 months.
Regarding this issue, you don't have to worry because I have a suitable candidate in my mind. He's a personal colleague of mine in the past. He has handled over 10 projects and as well as he has a vast experience in this security field.
10 projects? Does that mean this salary and going?
Sorry, let me finish my statement. Regarding the things that you worry just now, I believe his salary, you don't have to worry about this because he, as I said, he's a personal colleague of mine in the past. So I think in addition to that, our project is just for a duration of roughly 4 months. So I believe that salary will not be a problem to him.
I do think that the solution of Mr. Khoo is very good for us as his friend is a very experienced personnel in this field which have over 10 years of experience and accepted more than 10 projects in the past. So it is the best if his friend can accept this job. If there's no exception from him, I think what Mr. Chin proposed just now is fine.
Okay, so now we will wait for the Mr. Khoo friends to respond. If he cannot make it, I will still post the job vacancy on the job street. That's all for my part.
Alright, thank you for your job, Mr. Chin. Is there any issues or concern on the human resources part? No. Alright, let's move on to the last part of our agenda, which is on the funding, which is the financial part of the resources. So, Mr. Khor, please walk us through this part.
Yeah, so here is a copy of our company's financial statement for the year 2018. So I would like you all to have a click on it. So as you can see, we have a leftover from the revenue last year, which is 1 million. The profit from last project in this year is roughly around 1 million, and I'm setting our budget as mentioned by Mr. Khoo just now, and I do hope that you come up with an exact figure as soon as possible. So, while the target profit for this year I set for this company is 1.3 million, which is 30% higher than our last year profit. So for this project, I set the profit margin as 50% of our profit. For example, if the total cost for the project is 1 million, we'll generate a revenue of 1.5 million, we'll earn a profit of 500k. Does that make sense?
I do think that our profit margin should be further increased to 80% as we sacrifice a lot throughout the process of this project. We sacrifice a lot of manpower throughout this project. We sacrifice a lot of time for the design part. We sacrifice a lot of resources during the project management part. So I think raising up the profit margin to 80% is reasonable, and it is also an acceptable price range for the college.
Okay, 80%. So increase it to 80%. I think that's all for financial department.
Alright, is there any concerns or issues on the financial part of the project?
No.
No. Correct. So if there's no further concerns about the project part, I shall summarize the discussion and make a summary for that. So for the RFID, we shall use the latest versions, and the camera is using the 360-degree camera. For the design plan, there is no major issue, so we shall follow Mr. Lam's plan. For the raw material, we should use the local product, which is cost-wise more cheaper, and which can further cut down our budget. For the ground workers, it is set for 32, and we shall subcon it to K-Bridge Limited. So the priorities is for the candidates of Mr. Khoo friends. If his friend is not able to accept this project, one supervisor, which is a degree holder and have 10 years of working experience with a limited salary of Ringgit Malaysia 5,400 should be hired on job street. For the financial part, budget for the project is set to Ringgit Malaysia 1 million and the profit margin is set to 80% profit of the project. Okay, that's all for the summary of the meeting. Is there any mistake I made? Please correct me if I'm wrong.
No, there's no mistake.
Alright, if that's all, the meeting is urgent. You may leave now.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.